Period 1 was the era of changing tides. The change from hunting and gathering to agriculture had sprouted many new technologies. This is due to the specialization of labor, as many people who had previously scavenged for food now can do things with their time. Agriculture created a larger, more consistent source of food, allowing more people to be born and more technologies and ideas to govern those people. In this video, I will be discussing top 10 events, individuals or groups, and social, cultural, or political factors during this period. Let us start with the top 10 events. Number 10. Migration of the human species. The migration of the human species was inevitable, as the areas of land they roamed previously couldn't support their growing populations. As they moved out, they developed technologies and ideals that would help them survive in that area, such as different tools and ways of living. This created many different cultures and ideals around the world. 9. The development of agriculture. The development of agriculture wasn't one sporadic burst where the whole world thought this would be a great idea, but instead it would be a process where civilizations independently adopted different methods of agriculture. This would create the first civilizations. 8. The development of pastoralism. Pastoralism was the use of domesticated animals to provide food and utility to people in places that aren't suitable for agriculture. These people usually were the forefront of new technologies and domestic animals and influenced many agrarian societies. 7. Emergence of patriarchy. Since the woman's role in society of gathering fruits and other wild plants to eat was ditched in favor of agriculture, and because they were less physically suited to hard labor in fields, they were demoted socially and politically. 6. Emergence of Sumerian society. The Sumerians conquered most of Lower Mesopotamia and established city-states, much like the Greek cultures later on. They were the first urban civilizations of the Mesopotamian area and extremely influential to later societies. 5. Large-scale trade. Trade influenced the exchange of materials such as paper across the world, but also shared new ideas. Whether it be a technology, religion, or philosophy, these ideals would spread and be incorporated in many different societies far away from their foundations. 4. Creation of Hammurabi's Code. Hammurabi's Code is a set of laws or codes that govern the people in the Babylonian Empire. It was one of the first law books of the age, a truly large step for man. 3. The domestication of horses and other animals. The domestication of horses, llamas, and other animals allowed humans to do more work and travel longer distances. This allowed for conquering of other empires, shortened time to get places for a merchant, and better means of warfare. It also supplied food if certain animals were bred for that. 2. Development of record keeping. Record keeping helped societies keep track of their trade, treaties, and literature. Trade and monetary business could be accurately monitored as people could forget. Treaties on paper could strengthen the value of an argument, and beautiful stories can be preserved for future generations without alteration. 1. Spread of religion. Religion had been an important part of human culture for a long time, but most tribes had different religious beliefs. When large civilizations came on, they influenced many people to convert to their religion, and trading routes increased the extent of the spread. These ideals would enforce moral laws and give people a sense of purpose in life, and make people unite in case of an event. Now we move on to the top 10 individuals/groups. 10. The first humans. Obviously, these people are important. They come from East Africa, then migrated around the world, adapting to their environments. 9. Hammurabi. Hammurabi created a law book, Hammurabi's Code, a set of laws set that the Babylonian people followed. 8. Indo-Europeans. Indo-Europeans were from the Ponto-Caspian steppe, an area above the Middle East around the present-day country of Georgia. They settled much of India and Europe and brought with them their technological advancements, such as horses. 7. Sargon the Great. Sargon the Great was a great conqueror, uniting most of the people in Mesopotamia into one rule. 6. King Menes. King Menes was a person who united North and South Egypt, forming the first dynasty for the area. Don't confuse his name for King Memes, though. That title belongs to someone else. 5. The Indus River Valley people. The people living in the Indus River Valley were thought to have formed the most technological advanced civilizations during this time period, with irrigation that rivaled Roman ingenuity and houses with open courtyards. 4. Shamans in ancient China. Shamans in China were a part of ancestral veneration, where they would reach another level of consciousness in order to communicate with spirits or ancestors. This would be one of the first examples of religion in China. 3. The Hebrew people. The Hebrews practiced one of the first monotheistic religions, which also influenced many larger, greater religions such as Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. 2. The Bantu people. The Bantu people were from West Africa and migrated for reasons unknown. People speculate that was because of climate change. They brought along with them their language and iron, both of which had significant impacts on the other tribes of people. 1. Merchants. The merchants were important to most societies to get things that civilizations didn't have. Of course, some civilizations didn't necessarily need them, but they spread technology and ideas between different people.
And finally, social, cultural, and political factors. Number 10. Social classes. Social classes existed in almost every society, but some were less strict and more mobile than others. This did influence how society was run greatly, though. Number 9. Ancestral veneration. Several cultures practiced ancestral veneration, the main one being China. They respect and look up upon their ancestors, giving them food and wine. Number 8. Mesopotamian trade. Mesopotamia traded with several goods including grain and wheat, flint, obsidian, and sulfur. Number 7. Egyptian trade. Egyptians traded with Mesopotamia using gold and with Nubia for bone and ivory to decorate their tombs and jewelry. Number 6. Papua New Guinea trade. Papua New Guinea traded along their coast to other American tribes using pottery and shells. Number 5. Shipbuilding. Egyptians practiced shipbuilding, which would be beneficial in trade, as moving by water can carry much more mass easier than moving by land. Number 4. Mesopotamian religion. In Mesopotamia, most people practice polytheism or animism, since today's large religions haven't been founded yet. They mostly worship the things that had the most durability or value since they would last the longest. Number 3. Egyptian religion. In Egypt, people practice polytheism, and they worship three gods: the sun god Ra, the creator god Amun, and the mother god Isis. Number 2. Slaves. Slaves were one of the lower classes in the social hierarchy, and most civilizations had them, some more than others. They would be of importance in later periods where cultures would use them to construct and work on larger projects. 1. Communal organization in the Americas. The Chavans were a civilization that practiced communal organization and work, going off on the fact that they didn't have large pack animals. They believed that a community working together would keep tensions low and increase productivity.